3.
Today we'll be doing a InSight2 Mini C-arm in-service by Flouroscan. This applies for people with version 3 software. Okay, quite simply to start it up after we're plugged in, we're going to hit this green power button right here. It's going to take about 30 to 40 seconds to fully boot up. We're using Windows XP software. While it's booting up, we'll go through the arm. Okay. The arm is designed after the human right arm. So basically, if you're picturing your shoulder, your elbow, your wrist, and your hand, any motion you can make with your arm, you can make with this arm. We have two locks. This first one here, if you loosen that a quarter of a turn, allows you to bring the arm up and down. If I lock this all the way down, I can support up to 50 pounds right here. The only other lock we have is this one. If I release this, it allows me to slide the C this way for better positioning. We also have a level line here so you know when you're even. And then without any locks, this completely turns 180 degrees from side to side. Okay. The first thing we see on our screen is our Windows desktop. We have two choices, admin or field service. We're always going to select admin. Field service would be if you had to do any type of software upgrade or repair. So we're just going to touch our touchscreen, touch admin. I'll also show you that your monitor pivots so the doctor can always see his image anywhere in the room. Okay, if I push this straight back, it also folds down so that when we're moving down a hallway, it's nice and easy to see over. No locks, just grab the side and pull it straight up. Okay, we're now waiting for our username and password screen to appear. The username and password for demo purposes is set up as user and user, using all lowercase. Username's already filled in as user, and now we'll go ahead and put in our password, USER. Press OK, and very simply we're ready to perform. So to perform, press perform on the screen. You notice it brings us automatically to our patient ID screen where it requires three fields: the last name, the first name, and an ID number. Any other information that you want to put in is optional. Anything that you put in here will show up on your printouts. Okay, for now we're just going to put in any type of information. You can tab on the keyboard to go from field to field, or you can always touch the screen and enter your information. Okay, once I put in my information, I press perform again. Here we are live and ready to shoot images. Okay, in order to shoot images, we have two ways to do that. One is our foot pedal. 3 switches. The orange switch allows me to take a live x-ray. For as long as I hold this down, that's how long I have a live image. If I hit it one time quick, I get a beautiful crystal clear snapshot. We have a left foot pedal here, shows a filing cabinet. If I press this one time, it stores the image permanently to the hard drive. We also have a small button in the center, which is print. Anything that you see in this large box, if you hit this, you can print it right out. Now what's great about this unit is you really don't have to save or print anything along the way. Everything is being stored for you temporarily per case. At the end of each case, or at the end of seeing a patient, you can press review on the screen and see every image that you took for that particular case. Okay, we'll get back to that in a second. Okay, let's go through the actual arm itself. Okay, on the arm itself, we've put a lot of the controls right here at the doctor's fingertips. We have the ability to x-ray from here. Please note this has a safety feature. If I press it one time, notice nothing happens. If I take my hand phantom, place it here, and give this a double tap, you'll see I get a nice live image. Okay. If I hold that down, I can also see live fluoro. Underneath my x-ray button, I have a laser alignment tool, which helps line things up nice and easy. That'll turn itself off after about 30 seconds, or if I hold it down until it blinks, it'll stay on indefinitely. I have the ability to rotate from here, right on the arm itself, or at any point, anyone who's not sterile, touch the screen, spin the image. Next button here is your brightness and contrast control. In the past, to change the brightness and contrast, you used to use the KV, which was changing your radiation levels. Now we have a brightness and contrast feature right here on the arm. Up and down, obviously, changes the brightness and contrast. To go from brightness to contrast, if you hit top and bottom together, you can now work with contrast as opposed to brightness. Okay, this will always default back to 50 between settings, which you want to do because when you go from an AP to a lateral, you don't want to keep the same brightness. Okay. Jumping across here, we have what's called noise suppression. I'm going to do a small demonstration on this. We have noise suppression set to high. That's what we recommend. Basically, in a high, you're getting your best still image. The lower you go, the better it is for live motion. So if I take my foot pedal and I take an image with it in high, you see how nice and clear it is. However, when I move the body part, it takes 1 second to catch up, a little bit of a blurring. As I lower the noise suppression from here, I can go to medium, low, off. We'll show you in off what happens. Your image quality changes, a little more grainy. However, upon motion, there's no distortion whatsoever. Okay, great for a live motion study. And that's being recorded as a little cine file as I step on the pedal, and we can always record a movie and download the movie in loops for 35 seconds. Okay, next one over on the arm itself is the KV and MA feature. You can change the radiation levels. If you feel like you need a little additional boost, you can hit the KV. Down would make the image darker, up would make it brighter. Okay, and then your next image it would apply. Okay. The last feature on the arm itself is this little blue slider here. As you can see, that blue slider has 6-inch and 4-inch mode. In 6-inch mode, just about everything I place on this circle will show up live on the screen. When I slide this over to 4-inch mode, it's going to cut my surface area down, magnify the body part without actually moving the patient. Okay, that's everything on our arm. Slide that away for now. A lot of the features that are on the arm we have on the touchscreen as well. Most are redundant. However, if the physician does not have his or her hands free, someone who's not sterile can control these features from here. We have it set defaulted to continuous, which again means for as long as you hold down the pedal, you have a live image. Noise suppression you can change from here as well as the arm. We always suggest high. Tag as reference. Nice feature. If you tag an image as a reference, it'll put a little R in the corner, and that image will sit in this top of the film strip. Therefore, let's say someone takes a pre-op shot. If you take a pre-op shot and you want to refer back to it, it always sits here so you can refer back. Okay? You could tag up to 3 images since there's 3 in the film strip. Next is your KVMA. Works exactly the same as on the arm, up and down, manual and auto. Reset timer. FDA says regulations are 5 minutes of fluoro time per case. We record the time down here. If at any point someone gets to 5 minutes, you can continue. However, you would have to reset the timer. It's basically the FDA's way of letting you know that you're at the 5-minute mark. Okay. Next one over is image tools. A couple extra bells and whistles here. I'll point out the most important ones. We have a zoom feature. If I press that, I can slide this box over here, zoom in on a specific body part. I have sharpen on. I think it's better with it on at all times, so we always default our units that way. You can flip the image. You can reverse the video on the image to get a more of a true X-ray rather than a fluoro image. We can put markers, AP, lateral, or we could even put our own text in here. And again, we have the ability to change the brightness and contrast from here by using the arrows on your keyboard, up and down for brightness, side to side for contrast. Okay. Getting back to our live screen, the next button over here, just these 4 boxes. It's just a matter of how you like to see your film strip. We always default it for 3. You can have 4. You can compare 2 images side by side, which is nice. And then there's also the feature to have 2 on the side. 3 seems to be what most people choose. Okay. Next over, we have update patient. If you're in a hurry and you put the patient information in as XXX before you actually have the patient information, you can now go in here and update the patient information. And whatever I put in, when I press perform, I now press update, and it changes that on all of the images. Okay. Last button across the top here is Review. This is probably the most important button on the entire screen. After each case, when I press Review, every image would show up here, and they're numbered 1 through 200. If at any point I wanted to just save or print or export any of these images, quite simply touch the image I want. All these features light up along the bottom. Print allows me to print right here to our standard printer. Okay. I also have the ability to export to a USB or CD drive. And I also have the ability to save directly to the hard drive, which stores 7,000 images. Okay. To save or export or print multiple images, what you would want to do is hit the Control button on the keyboard and touch the images that you desire. Once you have the white boxes around certain images, the next button that you press will correspond to all of the images with the white box around it. Okay? When you're finished, whether you've saved or printed or exported, you would end the session. Note that if you end the session without saving all of the images, it gives you a last reminder. If you hit end session again, everything here will disappear. However, you have the ability to hit save, and if I want to save those images, you'll see it has a little S in the corner, letting you know that they're in fact saved permanently on the hard drive. Okay? Now when I hit end session, it's letting me know that this one's not saved, which is okay. I hit end session again, and we're back to our main screen. To safely shut down the system, we'll always hit shutdown on the screen by pressing shutdown. The green button on the lower half of the system is only an on button. This is the only place to safely shut the system down from. And the main thing that you should learn from this is do not unplug the system while it's in the middle of shutdown mode. You want to wait for the screen to go black, then you can unplug it and move on. Okay? While it's shutting down, I'll show you how compact our system gets. Our foot pedal fits in a little cubby below. The arm tucks in. All I have to do is loosen that and bring the arm down to its locking mechanism here. This way the arm doesn't swing upon movement. And then our monitor folds straight down. Now on the back of the system, we have a lock foot pedal. To the right allows the system to be completely locked. In the center allows all four wheels to move freely, which makes it easy to get around corners. And then to the left, if you wiggle the system, the back wheels lock, which makes it nice and easy to walk it down a long hallway. That's your in-service for the InSight2 by Flouroscan and Hologic. Thank you.